Hi everyone, Sumit Chandra this side, and I welcome you to our channel Solution Bridge Network and one-stop solution for all your Power Platform tutorials. In today's Power BI tutorial, we are diving into a powerful and newly launched feature, user-defined functions in Power BI. We will explore how you can create reusable logic with DAX definition function syntax, making your code cleaner, more consistent, and easier to maintain across reports. Whether you are a beginner looking to level up your DAX skills or an experienced developer wanting to write smarter DAX, this video is for you. Remember that Power BI has launched this feature in September 2025 updates, and this is a preview feature for now. So we need to enable it first. To enabling it, we need to click on File, Options and Settings, Options. Then we need to click on Preview Features. After that, we need to enable DAX user-defined functions. After enabling this, we need to restart our Power BI desktop and we will be able to use this feature. So Power BI now supports DAX user-defined functions, letting you create custom functions with parameters, just like in traditional programming. Instead of repeating the same logic in multiple measures, you can now write it once and reuse it anywhere. You can also build complex logic by combining multiple functions, making your code cleaner, easier to understand, and simpler to maintain. In this tutorial, we will try to achieve this. So you can see we have two tables and our first column is year month. Then we are showing sales. In another table, we are showing profit. After that, we are showing the sales and profit of last year, sales and profit variance and flag. So if our sales or profit is higher than last year, then it will show green tick, else red cross. To create these measures, for example, sales last year, sales variance, flag, and also for profit, we need to repeat similar logic in multiple places. So instead of repeating this multiple times, we can create user defined functions and we can use this inside our reports for multiple KPIs with similar type of calculations. Let me show you how we can create it from scratch in a different file. For creating UDFs, either we need to click on DAX Query View or TMDL View. So let me click on DAX Query View first. Here, let us create our first user-defined function to understand the concept and the syntax. So to create any function, first we need to define something. So we need to use the keyword define. Then we need to put keyword function. This is a new keyword. After that, we need to put the function name. Let me put fn underscore test. You can put anything, but remember, don't use the function name. Those are already available in Power BI predefined functions. After that, we need to put a parenthesis, and here we need to define our parameters. So let me put v1 for value 1 and v2 for value 2. Even after typing your parameter, if you put colon, you will get some other options, and from here you can define the data types and the other options if you want. So for example, in value 2, I put integer 64, and same I can put in value 1 as well. After that, you will close the parenthesis and then we need to put equal and greater than sign, and after that we need to define the output. So in this function, we want v1 plus v2 or anything that you want. This is not a very useful functions, but from here we will try to understand the concept of UDFs. Now, if you want to see the result in this window only, then you need to put evaluate, and if I put our function name, that is fn test, inside bracket we put our first arguments, so that is 15 comma 10. To get the output here, we need to put a curly braces here. Now if you hit on run button, you will get the result, and if you change the parameter value, our result will be updated automatically. So here you can see I put run and will get the outcome. We can use this UDFs inside DAX as well. So let me come here and I can show you how we can use it here. Though this is not useful, but we can use this as we use some other formula. Let me click on new measure. Here we can put the measure name as test, and now if we call our UDF, that is fn test, and here if we pass two values and we'll commit this, and then if we drag this inside any table, we'll get the output. Though the output is same, but here I shown you how we can use this inside any visuals. Let me close it here. Now let us create some real life examples here. So you can see we already have two measures. One is net profit, and similarly we have another measure for net sales, and we have two tables. Now we will create three UDFs and we will use it inside our sales and profit tables. Let me go to DAX query view again. Let me create a new query, and instead of typing it, I already created it, so I am just pasting it here. So now I am creating a new user defined function for calculating last year profit or sales. For that, I just put define and function keyword. Then my measure name is fn underscore ly, and here I passing one parameter and I call this measure. Also I put here expression, so that whenever I pass any measure inside this UDFs, it will respect the filter context. Then I put equal and greater than sign. After that, I am assigning a variable called last year, and simply I put a calculate functions. Then I calling my measure parameter and I am using same period last year, and I am calling my calendar table. In return, I am calling my variable, that is ly. Now we need to click on update model with changes. Let me click here. Let me click here again. So once you click here, inside functions, you can see two functions. The first functions that we have created for test, and this is our newly created function. Now let me come to the report view, and here we will create two measures with using these UDFs. So let me click on new measure, and here I'll put my measure name, that is ly underscore sales equal sign. Then I'll call my UDFs, that is fn last year, and let me call my net sales measure here. Let me commit it. Now we can use this measure inside this table, and you can see we are getting the sales for last year. Similarly, to calculate the profit for last year, it's very simple now. We will use the same UDF that we created. Let me click on new measure. Here I'll put my measure name ly profit. Now I will call my function name, that is fn ly, and here I will use net profit measure. Let me click on commit, and here I can use this. Let me format this. So you can see if we want to use the same type of logic in multiple KPI, now it is very simple and easier to manage. Now we will calculate the variance for last year and this year. For that, we'll create another UDFs. Let me go to DAX query view. Let me take a new query, and here also I am pasting a UDFs that I already created. So here also I am defining my function name as fnty versus ly, and I am passing my measures and putting here as expression. Here I am putting equal and greater than sign. This is part of our syntax. Then I have created two variables, and in return I am putting if ly is less than 0, means if we don't have last year value, then it should be blank. Otherwise current year value minus last year value. Now let me click here and update model with changes. Now let me go to report view and we will create another two measure. So let me come to measure table, create a measure, and here I will put the measure name called sales variance. After equal to we'll call our UDFs, that is FNTY versus LY, and here also we'll call our net sales measure. Let me commit it. Now here if I drag it, we will get the variance. Similarly, we do the calculation for profit as well, and we will find the variance. Here I'll put my measure name profit variance. Here also I will use FNTY versus LY, and here I'll call my net profit measure. Let me commit, and here I can use the profit variance. So you can see we have our sales variance and profit variance. Let me remove the decimal portion from here. Now we want to create a flag, and if our variance is negative, we wanted to highlight it as a red cross, and if our variance is positive, means we have positive variance, then we will show a green tick. For the same, we will create another UDF. Let me go to DAX query view and add me a new query. I have already created these UDFs as well. So let me show you what's the logic behind it. So I am using define keyword and function keywords. Then I am typing my function name, that is CF rules, and I am passing the parameter as measures, and I am using expression. Then I am using the syntax equal to greater than. Then I am using two variable. One is for this year and one is for last year. Then I am creating another variance, and I am just subtracting the this year value with last year value. Then in return I am using switch function, and here I am putting if my variance is negative, then I will use this symbol. If this is positive, I'll use this symbol. Else means if variance is 0, then I will use this symbol. For using this symbol in keyboard, you can press Windows and full stop key, and from here you can use any symbol which you want. Instead of writing all this, we can simplify this as well, but there we need to pass the variance measure inside it. Here we will pass our net sales or net profit measures. That's why I am defining everything. Otherwise, if we want to pass the variance only, then simply we can decide it that if in measure we'll pass our variance, and if it is positive, then it will return this. If it is negative, we'll return this. So based on your need, you can define it. Let me update the model. Now let me go to report view. Now let me come here and create another measure, new measure, and here I'll put the measure name as sales flag. Let me call my function name, and here I will pass my net sales measure. Let me use this sales flag here, and here you can see we are getting this tick and cross based on the variance. Similarly, we'll create another measures for profit table. Let me create it, and here I'll type the measure name, that is profit flag, and here I will call my UDFs, and I will pass net profit measure here. Let me commit it. Now we can use it here. So similar to sales, we'll get the profit as well. And now if we have some other KPIs and we wanted to reuse it, it is very easy and simple for us. Even if we wanted to change any existing logic, just we need to modify our UDFs and entire report will be updated automatically. As you have seen, UDFs or user defined functions help reduce repetition, improve readability, and bring modular thinking into your DAX development. They are especially handy for creating consistent KPIs, business rules, or custom logic like the conditional indicator we built today. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. I would love to hear your thoughts and ideas. Thanks for watching. Subscribe our channel, hit the like button and press the bell icon for the new video alerts.